I forgot to mention in this video somehow that I took my scale weights. I'm going to be posting them at the end of the video to kind of give you an idea of the fluctuation that I have been through. We'll see where this goes and what I end up adding and subtracting from the diet, and we'll go from there. Anyway, peace. I'm at Coney Island. I actually figured you guys might want to see it. I really wanted to just come to the ocean. I wanted to talk about a couple of things that have happened over the last couple of days. So I talked to Cole on Saturday night, and we talked about the diet and everything, and he told me to probably slow down a bit on the trying to lose like a pound a day. That's just going to put me in maybe too much of a deficit. He also talked about what everybody else talks about, and that's the sleep issues that I have. I'm trying, and I actually think more than anything the sleep issues might be my biggest issue. More than anything is the sleep issues. So I'm trying to work on that. The night I talked to him, I went to bed at 11:27 and literally never fell asleep, not once, that entire night. So then the next night, which was Sunday night, I went to bed at like 9:30 and I passed out till like 6, and I woke up, and last night, which was Monday night, the night I did the interview with the fabulous body, Chris, I couldn't sleep last night either. This is nuts. I went to bed at 9:30 originally, and nothing happened. It's been quite annoying, honestly, overall, with the sleep, with the issues. We talked about diet quite a bit too. He told me to maybe try starches in the morning and see how that works out. So I did that the next day, which ended up being Sunday. Sorry, the days are all over the place. And that's the night that I slept really well. So we'll see. I don't know. I don't know what to say about it anymore. Man, this is humid here. That's where we're at right now. So I talked to him, I got some information, and I'm gonna go from there. I think my biggest issue right now is really the sleep. If I can't get the sleep figured out, there's no point in doing the rest of it. And I know, despite all the calorie warriors that come on here, I know I'm not eating enough. And I think that's causing the biggest issue so far. I came across a list of groceries that I used to go through the last time I was doing like a quote sugar diet. And I was eating a lot more. I actually had that list with me. I'm gonna read it off pretty soon. I'm gonna find a place to sit, but really used to eat a lot more. Now, admittedly, I was working full time and I was doing more, but still, it's really ridiculous what's going on with this sleep. And even then, when I was getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning for work at 4, I still had issues with sleep. My recovery is trash. Lately, I just don't recover from anything. Tried to do push-ups and stuff yesterday. I mean, you would have thought 9,000 pounds was on my back. So, I gotta get this figured out. Not walking as fast lately, ever since doing the extreme sugar diet. Don't hear what I'm not saying. I'm not saying it's a terrible diet. I'm just saying I gotta get it figured out for myself. I still can't believe how that latchkey Gen Xer gets away with so little. I mean, his diet is so minimal. I don't know how he does it. And I know he sleeps. Well, he says he does anyway. But I don't know. So bottom line is I got to get the recovery figured out. I got to get the energy figured out. I got to get the sleep figured out before I can really focus on the other stuff. This happens every single time I do something like this. When I really drastically cut back calories, I just don't sleep. All right, so I got the list here. I happened to find it. So Trader Joe's, I used to get 4 3-pound bags of apples, 3 5-pound bags of oranges, 1 bag of avocado, 2 bags of falafel frozen, 2 boxes of rice frozen, and then at Whole Foods, I used to get 4 boxes of Frosted Flakes, 2 bunches of bananas, 3 bags of potatoes, 5 pounds, 3 bags of romaine lettuce, and then sometimes I would get vegetables to add to the salad. And then at Walmart, which I haven't been to in years, I used to get 5 32-ounce bottles of Naked Mango drink, 3 gallons of water, 2 boxes filled the Cliff Bars, but I don't think they make anymore, and 4 pounds of Florida Crystals. That used to be my weekly. That was for 6 days, actually. I used to go every 6 days. That's just a rotation that I ran on my post office schedule, so it was easiest just to do that. And then, so, you know, once in a while people would make like vegan cookies or something like that, and I'd have those as well. It was a lot more than I'm eating now, and I'll find a picture of what I looked like at that point, and I'll put it, you know, like right here or something like that. It was a lot different than I look now. Now, I don't know if I want to get as like shoulder, like skinny in my shoulders and everything as I was. I was riding a decent amount. So I do have to take that into account, that I was riding a lot at that point. Not a lot, but some. It really depended on my schedule at work. Some days I was needed for like 12 hours and I didn't ride that day. Some days I would have like 3 hours of work and then I would go ride that day. So it really depended on my schedule at work, how much I was doing and everything like that. But that was my average. That was from the fall time. Now during the summer and stuff like that, the apples would get changed out with mangoes and watermelons sometimes if they were good. Again, I really tried to find the seeded ones, which I have been doing. I couldn't find them the other day though. And then that was it. I mean, that was what I was eating. I was having some fat. I was making a dressing of avocado, 1 avocado, 2 oranges, garlic, turmeric, and there was a couple other things. I can't think of the other ones, but yeah, cumin. There was like one or other, and then I would put a little bit of salt in that, and that would be it. That would be what I would have for dinner, and then I would cut up like 3-ish pounds of potatoes into fries, and then I would have that and I'd dip it into ketchup. Oh, that was one other thing I forgot to add to the list. I used to get like a bottle of ketchup a week, but that, I don't think that's significant enough to add. I think another thing that I was adding to the dressing was apple cider vinegar. Yeah, anyway, that was the diet back then, 2016. I was doing phenomenal on it, and then I moved back to Cleveland, and I told this story so many times. I had a 90-mile round trip. I had to be there at 4 o'clock in the morning. I absolutely could not get anything down in the morning, and my parents' fridge, they didn't want me having a ton of stuff in the fridge because I was staying with my parents while I was finding a place. It just one thing after another, and it just turned into eating high fat, high carb, and gaining weight really quickly. And then miserable situation at home, miserable situation at work. It was just miserable, and I started eating like Whole Foods, like muffins and stuff like that. So it was terrible. It really was terrible. So in summary, I got to work on the sleep because that has been an issue for years now, if not decades. That might even be the biggest issue. I don't know, because I know that screws up your insulin. It might not even be the diet at all. It might just be the fact that my sleep has been like an enemy of mine for forever. I got to get that worked out, and then the recovery will start, because I'm just not recovering from anything. I could do a 10-minute health bounce on my Cellerciser, and I'm still not recovering from that. So I've cut way back. Another thing I forgot to mention in an earlier video is The days I've noticed that I don't exercise at all, like I didn't do anything on Sunday. I had nothing left because I hadn't slept really. I mean, I really didn't sleep Friday. I didn't really sleep Saturday. I didn't sleep at all on Saturday. And then so Sunday I finally passed out. And then again last night, I went to bed at 9:30. I laid there, couldn't fall asleep. Got up an hour later, had a ginger ale, went back to bed, got up an hour later, and I gave up, and I finally had 2 cups of dry rice with sugar on it, soy sauce, and mustard with some peas, and I ate that, and I don't even remember laying down. I just passed out right after that. But I did, as I said I was going to talk about in the earlier part of this video, did weigh myself, and it was 3 pounds more than I was yesterday. So what are you going to do? This sleep has got to get figured out. Anybody in the comments, if you're having sleep issues, let me know. I might be alone. I know once in a while I have people talk about sleep issues, but by and large, I think I'm alone on this. Another thing that I noticed is the water retention is really bad on all fruit, which I completely forgot to. When I'm walking and talking, sometimes I completely forget what I was about to say. And so yeah, the water retention has been really bad, and I haven't been peeing either. So my body's just not getting rid of the water. And after I had the rice last night, I could feel myself dry up, and I had to go pee like crazy. Might have been the salt, I don't know. So that's what we're dealing with right now. And then I'm just gonna show the last like 4 or 5 days of scale weigh-ins here. All right, let's see what we are today. This one doesn't talk like some other people's, but I almost don't wanna know. Well, that's a new low. All right, I never fell asleep last night, so I have no idea what this is gonna be. Could have gone up actually. Yeah, it went up an entire pound, which is crazy, cause yeah. All right, I don't know. I actually went to bed at 9:30 last night. So let's see what it is today. Strange, it's the exact same that it was the other day. All right, I'm not expecting weight loss today, because last night was awful. I didn't sleep almost again. Really not good. Wow. I gained 3 pounds, and I didn't even cheat on the diet. That's insane. All right, and that's it. That's really all I had to report. So I did talk to Cole, talked about starch. Last year, if you guys remember, I did do a juice and potatoes only, and I lost like 13 to 15 pounds a month. And then as soon as I added in rice and wheat, I started gaining weight. And I even had 2 cheat days each month when I was doing that. I still lost 13 to 15 pounds. So I got to get this figured out. And I think my sleep was better too. I'd have to watch the videos, but sleep has been my absolute worst part of everything. It really has just ruined so many things. I mean, so many situations. Once I get that figured out, I'm sure everything will also fall into place. I'm sure that's probably the biggest hurdle that I have right now is more the sleep issues than the food issues. But I just know that it's just not enough food. I mean, once I started adding in that 4 pounds a week of Florida crystals, I know my sleep got better. Because I got tired of buying those gels because they're so expensive. The gels are like $1.99 a piece back then. Now they're like $4 a piece. It's ridiculous. So I didn't feel like buying that. So I would fill one of my water bottles with sugar and water, and then one with just water, and it worked great. Anyway, and again, I know that was quite a few years ago. It was almost a decade ago, so it was a lot different. than it is now, but the sleep has got to get fixed. That's it. That's my reporting for the last couple of days. I think this is going to get posted on Wednesday or something like that. So I'm talking about basically Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and then today's Tuesday. And I've barely eaten today because I knew I was going to be coming here and I didn't feel like having to figure out the bathroom situation. So I'll eat when I get back. Yeah. Anyway. Hopefully you enjoyed the view. It's very hazy today. It was raining most of the day. Very humid. It's supposed to get like 80 degrees here coming up. Anyway, that's it. Peace.